We are kicking off the show with a very special guest. Iconic comedian Carrot Top is taking a break from his Las Vegas shows to perform in the South Valley at the Visalia Fox Theater. So here with us is the man himself, legendary comedian Carrot Top. So,
Oh my goodness!
hello,
Thank you for
Carrot
that.
Top.
Thank you for that beautiful intro. My goodness. Yeah, we don't go on the road often, so we're only 4 shows, and one of you is you guys. So we're very excited.
Well, we're excited for you to be here at the Visalia Fox Theater. So tell us what audiences can expect in this show.
Well, if you've been to the Vegas show, I mean, it'll be fun. There's lots of music, there's lots of props. Speaking of your inventors, there's a lot of inventions and props and music. There's strobe lights, there's stand up, there's a whole bunch, there's storytelling. I mean, it's kind of a rock show, comedy show extravaganza. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, you're known as the king of props. Can you give
Yeah.
us a little peek of what kind of props we might see at your show?
Well, you know what's fun is I'm bringing for the first time ever. I'm bringing out called the Classic Carrots trunk. So it's a trunk of all my old classics since I've been around for so long. A lot of people that maybe have seen them, or maybe people that haven't seen them. It's going to be a trip down memory lane, and it's going to be a lot of the props that I started back in the day one in comedy. So it'd be a fun little retrospective of all my props. So yeah, I'm excited about that myself. I've been looking through the box thinking, oh my God, I did that in like 1990 something. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, me and our chief meteorologist, AJ, he was just talking about how he saw you in the Central Valley in the 90s. So you are a very nostalgic act for people.
Yeah. You can say I'm old. It's okay.
But you don't look a day over when I knew you as a kid. So you take people back. You've been doing your show in Vegas for more than 3 decades, and your residency is being extended until 2030. How do you keep it going?
That's what the fun part is. That's the best part of the job. Is I'm lucky in a sense that I don't have a script like one of the Cirque shows and one of the shows here have. So I have the free will to do whatever I want. So I can like go on the road. I can do my classic trunk. I can do. There'd be a whole bunch of not a lot of politics. I don't talk a lot of politics because no one really wants to know or hear my side. So I kind of poke fun at both sides. It's really fun. But yeah, that's the best part about keeping the show fresh. It's something that's, in the news right now. Probably there might even be something that happens the day I am then Visalia that'll be in the show. So that's the fun part about comedy. You don't have to you can just kind of go off the cuff a lot of times.
Well, I'm always interested in where comics and where comedians get their material. So what influences your comedy? How do you find something funny to share with everybody?
Oh man, you just walk around Vegas in one afternoon and you got 20 minutes. I mean, it's just that's more of like my style. Like when I grew up, I was watching like George Carlin and these guys that were observational comics, and that's kind of what I do. Like when you see the show, you're like, oh, that happened to me, or I did that. And then you do a fun joke about like Trump doing thing. It's just so there's it's just fun. It's like that's what's great about the show. It's for all ages. I mean, people can come and have fun, and there's lots of music references that younger people, AC/DC and Michael Jackson and Rolling Stones and whatnot, Aerosmith, and then there's some current stuff that some of the younger people might get. Some of the older people would say, "What is this?" So it's always fun to keep everybody on their toes.
Okay, so you mentioned observational comedy, and I talk about this when I teach storytelling, is that funny things don't happen to everybody. They happen to people who are funny, and good stories are told by people who can tell good stories. Do you get nervous when you perform? Do you have to work out the material? How do you make sure that what you're talking about lands?
Oh, well, you definitely have to work out the material. I mean, that's what being a stand-up comic and definitely doing it this many years. In the beginning, I wasn't very comfortable at telling a story. I was always just trying to rush to the next prop and the next joke and the next thing. And then there was one time, I don't know what hit me. It was just it was a moment on stage where I was like, this is kind of like my family listening to me, my living room full of friends. And you just kind of slow down and would tell a story. And I just did a show last week, and a friend of mine hadn't seen the show in a while, said exactly that same thing. Yeah, I've never seen you tell stories. And it was just, it was about my dad taking me to, NASA. He worked at NASA and trained astronauts. And it was just a story about getting my first beer. I was 13, and my dad didn't want to wait in the the Coca-Cola line and the hot dog line. It was too long. It was like one person in the beer line. So my dad says, "What do you want?" I said, "A hot dog and a Coke." He says, he looked at the line. He says, "You're gonna have a beer." And I said, "Okay, I'm 13. You'll be fine. Just don't tell your mom." And of course, I go home and I tell Mom I had my first beer. So it's my father was a good storyteller too, by the way. So yes, you're right. You have to work the material out. As far as getting nervous, I've done it so long. You don't get nervous to perform, but you get anxious. You get excited.
Yeah.
You get excited, and the first time in Vesalius was going to be fun. It's going to be a new venue. That's always exciting. To get out of your normal and kind of get into a whole new thing.
And do something different. Well, we are
very excited about that.
We're anxious to see you. Carrot Top, thank you so much. To purchase tickets to see him live at the Visalia Fox Theater, you can go to carrottop.com, and we'll have all the information on our website as well. Break a leg. Carrot Top, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm going to go buy tickets right now.
All right, stay with us. For those with a green thumb, we have the perfect tool for you. We've got all the info on Rayco next.